I am here today because I am very, very disturbed at the news, of course, that Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government voted to release more than 100 Arab terrorists, murderers with blood on the hand, heinous crimes that they committed. And we've always been told from our leadership that once they assume a position of leadership high up, they know and they see things that we don't see where we are down below. And I would just like to say to Bibi, we do see things from where we are that you might not see even from up there. We understand the fact that we are not in a position of leadership and the fact that we are not necessarily in Israel can afford us a different perspective. And it's a message that you must understand. I would also like to say that to the negotiators who are now negotiating, especially the Americans, John Kerry, I'd like to ask you the question: what is the capital of Israel? Without getting an appropriate answer to this question, there is no way negotiations can proceed. As we all know, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. It's always been the capital of Israel. It will always be the united capital of Israel. And if there's any discussion whatsoever about dividing the capital, discussions and negotiations must stop. And finally, we just heard yesterday that Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, said that Chas v'Chalil, that if there were to be a Palestinian state, that it would be Judenrein, that he will not allow Israelis to live in the Palestinian state. So if he could say something as racist as that, I would like to answer him by saying, end the occupation, Arabs out. And I dare anybody to call me a racist for saying this.
We gathered here today for a press conference across the street from the Israeli consulate to protest the unbelievable act of freeing terrorists, once again, who murdered Israeli men, women, and children, innocents. Hashem yikom damam. That God should avenge their deaths soon and quickly. It's hard to fathom that the government would once again do that when we know that in the past this has failed and it has never brought any kind of peace. So it's basically a delusion. And this whole thing with two-state is, I don't call it the two-state solution, I call it the two-state delusion. It sounds close, but it is a delusion, and I think everybody knows that. I don't know what kind of game this is exactly. It's unbelievable that Obama would not free Jonathan Pollard as a token gesture, who never had blood on his hands. These 104 murderers have blood on their hands, and yet Israel allows them to be freed. And this has been done before, and it has never worked to bring one inch of peace.
We were so horrified by the Israeli decision to free 104 murderers, bloodthirsty murderers, terrorists who committed the worst crimes. We're so hurt and offended and ashamed by that action by the Israeli government. You know, as American Jews, we're very, very, very proud of Israel. When we go to Israel, when I bring my groups there on the Chizuk missions, we meet the most courageous people. We meet wonderful, wonderful people who've sacrificed so much in their lives to live in Israel and to raise their children there. So we're very, very proud of the country. And we recognize if there was no Israel, our lives as American Jews would be very difficult. That's why it hurts even more when the government does not act like a sovereign nation. And instead of standing tall and saying, we will decide what's best for us, we will talk to the Arab world when they are ready to recognize our right to exist, when they are ready to change their charters, saying that their goal is not Israel's destruction. The whole point of making concessions, like giving away land, talking about retreating to 67 borders, I don't understand how Secretary of State Kerry guaranteed, he gave a guarantee that Israel was going to retreat to the 67 borders. I don't know what that guarantee means. I don't know what obligation that puts on America. But we know that the Obama administration is not friendly to Israel. When Obama says, "I have your back," he's got the knife poised to stab in the back. He's ready to turn his back on Israel entirely. So Israel has to stand for itself. And, you know, when you look at the Bible and it says that Israel is destined to be alone amongst the nations, but Hashem will be with us. So I really think we have to just keep fighting against these very bad decisions. I don't know why some of the ministers that we trusted so much, why they would give in, but American Jews, and certainly Americans for a Safe Israel, my organization, we're going to continue to go to Israel. We're going to continue to visit our wonderful friends there who are the salt of the earth, who are holding on with all their energy to the land. They're living there, they're planting, they're growing. And we here in America will just do our best. And I think that if we give everything we have, then Hashem will help us also. And thank you for being with us. Shalom.